Cyclones, hurricanes, typhoons, different words for the same natural ferocity that strikes fear into the heart of a human being.
That's a sign of cyclones coming.
That feeling of the unknown is what was driving us to run, sail as fast and far north as we could.
This is the story of a sailboat named Sylvia and the ragtag crew that call her home. Join us each week as we explore our planet, both above and below the surface, and find out what it's really like to live a life at sea. This is Expedition Drenched.
We barely scratched Vanuatu's unlimited possibilities. And with a broken heart, we have to say goodbye sooner than expected.
There's rumors of a cyclone coming our way. Category 2, possibly even a 3. There's a low pressure just sitting there right now, and it's just building and building and building. And early next week, that's supposed to come down our way. And if it does, it actually is the earliest cyclone that Vanuatu's ever seen. So, we are here in Luganville, and we are going to check out and haul ass out of here. And it's not a big deal, but you start here behind me, and then I gotta walk way down there, and then I had to walk way back there, and now I gotta go way back there for customs. You think they could just put these buildings like right next to each other, the offices next to each other, but they never do. I can almost taste it, the open ocean. Here we go.
But the feeling is all gone.
We have a pig that barks. What do you think?
She's fun. She keeps things interesting, and she knows like when you're happy or sad, she'll come snuggle you, and like she's really. Pigs are smart. I'll tell you that. Like, I love her and I hate her, and I think everybody would say the same thing. We put our info into predict wind, which kind of gave us a bunch of different routes. And how long should it take us to get there?
If we go about 5 knots, we can expect it to be there in 5 days. So just straight.
What do you think of the storm or cyclone that is coming?
We look at the sky, if there is a cirrus coming and the wind is getting stronger, and then after cirrus will be like cumulonimbus, and the pressure is getting lower, like 2 hectopascal per hour. That's a sign of cyclones coming.
For the first time since sailing on Sylvia, I felt fear. I was feeling the sinking fear that comes from a situation that is out of our hands. Were we going to be safe?
I'd be lying if I said that I don't have some butterflies in my stomach about the sail. I don't know, this is our second biggest sail that we've ever done, and it felt so rushed and unexpected. A little bit scared, you know? I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit scared.
My big brother will say I'm a control freak. I just say I'm someone organized. But when you're sailing, like everything can change in a moment, and especially now that there's a storm around. You just have to be patient, have trust, have faith. Things will go the way you want them, but if they don't, there's nothing you can do about it. So
at once, all the voices fell silent as we sailed away into our last sunset in Vanuatu.
The thing that I love about sailing is that you are at the mercy of the elements. And it makes it so much more interesting because you have to adapt yourself every time, anytime. It's a part of the challenge to live on a boat.
I'm really happy that we have OCEANE back on board, especially because even if we're all sailors, I would say we can still learn a lot, and she knows what she's doing. You can see that, so that's nice, especially if you're in the condition of maybe going through a storm or even a cyclone. Yeah, I'm pretty happy that she's back on board.
Suddenly, some momentary awareness came as an unexpected visitor. I couldn't stop thinking about how all sailors were able to confront this situation every time they sailed. guided by the lure of finding promised land or treasures, or just as a way of life, they faced the storms, diseases, harsh conditions, and all of it away from their families and beloved ones. But despite the dangers and risks that were unknown for them, they usually felt bonded to life at sea. And then I realized, even with a trembling heart, I knew I wanted to be here, and thought of a great way of honoring the sailors that paved the way before us. This is dedicated to all the sailors that they spend months away from their families, from our hearts.
From our hearts. Sing us a song, gals.
Isilik dago kaya barenian untituri polit bat uraren gainean
goizeko ordubietan esnatutzen gera
arrantzaliak beti joateko urrutina. Zergaitik negaregin, zeruan izarrak dagoz, itxaso aldetik. Iroka beston depuis tant de temps, de moi que t'attends de toucher la terre. Y'a plus pour longtemps, ce foutu seul temps. J'espère qu'heureusement on boira du vin
et la bière. Voilà.
OCEANE's old flag still with us. We need to put it back up. So it brought to our attention that we have a new Vanuatuan crew member named Miss Keenan.
She's a very brave pig, sailing away from her homeland to discover distant shores and eat snacks in exotic places and meet other little Solomon Island piggies. She's officially a salty sailor, and it's time that she gets her own crew flag.
Talking about sailors and sailing before, and we remember a couple of funny facts.
Especially in the 15th, 16th centuries, Basque sailors developed one of the most advanced whale hunting and sailing skills in Europe. And they made their way until Northern Sea, even to Iceland or territories that nowadays we call Canada, where they meet the Mi'kmaq tribes to trade and to fish with them. In one of the trips to Iceland in 1615, a storm destroyed the boats of the fleet, so they had to pass the winter in the island. And they struggled with the locals over the limited food supplies, so the islanders ended up killing most of the sailors. And to do so, they approved a law that could kill a Basque without penalty. This law got forgotten for centuries till the Basque historian found it, so they were able to remove it in 2014.
They published in TV after removing, of course.
Thanks God, no?
It was funny, until 2014 more or less, it was legal to killing Basque in Iceland, but nobody knew.
When I wake up, I begin my search for you.
Girls power time.
Girl power.
Girl power because Ocean is not waking up. I tried twice, but...
At the beginning of our shift last night, she told me that all her time off she was dreaming that she couldn't wake up because she was so tired and jet lag, and I think it's finally happening today.
Ocean, yes, your turn. No, it's really good to be on sea again. This feeling of freedom, like everything's possible. You feel the boat is flying on the wave. There's wind and sun, it's just perfect sail.
We are changing the Genoa for the jeep to stay more on course and we have a good speed.
We are preparing the storm jeep, so that's like the point of attachment because we have only one sheet on the storm jeep. Take out all the sheets from the back to the front, pass it around the Genoa, and again from that.
Rise and wait for me. It's you that found me years ago.
7 knots, 8. We are doing well.
How's your ship going?
It's pretty rough, I need to say. It's very, very rolly, and Sylvia is doing a bit naughty.
What do you know about Solomons?
I actually know that it's a very remote place. It's one of the islands in the world that's less visited. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Apparently the diving is amazing. We will leave as a surprise and see what comes out.
We are arriving to Solomon. Finally. I know if you can see with the camera. We almost touched land. So I think we avoid the cyclone.
No, it's
Almost.
like cyclone clouds everywhere.
Yeah.
Lots of cyclone clouds.
A beautiful cyclone cloud.
It's funny because they say that after the third day everything gets better. Today we saw land, so I think now I just want to get there, you know, I just want to enjoy being under the water instead of above the water. And you see land, then nothing gets easier, you just want to make it there.
This smells amazing! Jordan's pizza!
Whoa, high seas.
That's quite a challenge on a crossing.
I have to say it was a bit of an undertaking, but I'm very happy with the results. And I think everyone else will be pretty happy too.
We put pineapple, which people are gonna complain about.
Why would people complain about the pineapple?
You've never heard that big debate?
Oh yeah, I need to agree. Will isn't a fan, but I love the pineapple on the
It's
pizza.
like a love or hate thing,
Yeah,
but
I
I
love
love it when you put like chilies with it.
I'm super excited because the wind just picked up for our last part of the journey. I love when we go like 7-8 knots easy and there is no swell, so we just like leaning smoothly and Sylvia is just going rocking into the waves.
It's probably our last shift, Oceane and I, because we have how many miles left?
35 miles.
The YouTube world needs to know that she's a pretty good pig, but this is like her in like her prime cute mode. But she can be a little pterodactyl too.
sounds more like a pterodactyl.
I know. Give me those treats. You seen the movie Gremlins? That's Peanut. That's Peanut. She's like, cute little gizmo. And then the moment midnight comes and she smells some treats. She gets fed. She has one little snack. She turns into a gremlin. Yeah. It's this weird sense of freedom that I don't think I've ever felt before. I keep looking at the map. I keep looking at Jimmy Cornell's book of like world routes and like thinking to myself like, hey, you know, you could go to the Marshalls, you could go to Chuck Lagoon. Definitely know I want to go around the world. I definitely know that I want to go to Antarctica. That was one of the biggest reasons why we bought the boat. But I just don't know which way is right to get there, you know. Solomon's is actually a war-torn country where we're now entering the Iron Bottom Sound, which is I think 50 to 80 shipwrecks all throughout here. And my grandpa, he served here in the US Navy, so it's a little sentimental for me as well. We intend to spend the next 3 months here. I think we're gonna really just try to just chill out.
Welcome.
This morning I woke up with a beautiful sunshine. It's super warm, maybe a little bit too warm. Maybe I will complain in the future about it. Looks beautiful. Like there you have a little island in the middle of nowhere. You have all those mountains. So after some civilization in Port Vila and Vanuatu or in Fiji, I'm looking forward to this, just to be off the map, and it looks like we're arriving in a new paradise.
What's happening today?
We are almost in Honiara. Yeah, it has been a very easy, very good crossing, I think, for everybody. I could feel that everybody enjoyed. Let's see what happens in Solomon Island. I think it's gonna be beautiful surprises here in this country.
Yeah. There is our promised land.
What are you doing, you weirdo?
I'm gonna have some bird eye from the top of the mast because there is an airport, so we cannot fly the drone. So at least to have like that perspective when we arrive.
Nice! You wanna go too, Peanut?
Almost there! Welcome to Solomon's!
Yeah! Views are just stunning.
Now we need to jump to refresh.
No. Feels great.
We made it, Peanut! We made it! Your first time leaving Vanuatu. Peanut, come!
We arrived in Honiara just a few hours ago, and we just got the boat cleaned up a little bit. Everyone else has gone to shore to have a beer. So there's just a little tiny peanut holding down the fort tonight. If you look to this side, you can see like trash fires and smoke and city lights. But then if you look straight ahead, it's like a beautiful mountain sunset over a glassy ocean. Pretty good spot. Nate went and got us checked in. Hopefully we only have to spend another day here, and then we're gonna be able to start exploring some of the hundreds of islands that make up Solomon Islands. So I'm very excited to see a new country and a new culture. This season so far in the South Pacific has been a lot of kind of Polynesian countries, and I think Solomons is going to be kind of the start of like a new area for us, new cultures and new vibes and different types of people. So I'm looking forward to something a bit more adventurous and a bit more remote, possibly a bit more dangerous from what we've heard, but we'll make those decisions for ourselves as we go. And yeah, it's just a beautiful evening, and I just wanted to say good evening to everyone from our first sunset in the Solomon Islands. Hope you're having a lovely evening wherever you are, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Say goodnight, Peanut. Say goodnight to everybody.
Join us next week as we make our way to Roderick Bay, an untouched bay with a crazy story behind and welcoming locals.
What are you doing now?
I'm just following the wind.
What can I do for the sails to flap less?
You do your best grimace. Your best one, come on. Oh, it's so cute.
Go get the shot.
Every day for the shop. What do we do for the channel? We don't get paid enough, you know? We don't get paid enough.
You look like a Bond girl with like like how they have like the little straps.
Where is my enemy? Where is my enemy?
What do you think about our new alarm clock we have?
Every day, it's the same hour, 5:45.
I wanna pee. I wanna poo.
And who are we talking about?
Peanut?
No? Yeah.
This I can handle.
All over your face.
If a cyclone is like baby pigs running into your face, I want 17 cyclones.
Oh.
But I doubt it's like that.
She likes it.
So yeah.
And you wanna bite it, you know, like you wanna, I don't know, like
Delicious? It's
no,
delicious.
like more like a saying.
Put it in my mouth.
Yeah, like something like
Put it
this.
in my belly.
No,
No?
it has to be a saying.
Get that in my mouth right now. No.
No.
It was born, how do you say in English? How are you getting born? A cyclone?
How to avoid it?
No, born, when it's born, no?
I don't know.
When you are born,
Born? Do you say that?
yeah, you can say that when it's born a cyclone, it doesn't exist.
Oh, formed, maybe.
Form, okay.
Oh, we've been talking about nachos lately. Ay, no sé por qué hablas. Nachos lately y...
Joder.
Joder.
Smells bad here.
Eh?
Something smells bad.
It was me.
No, it smells like pee. Where is Peanut?
The toilet is a mess. There is a leak and there is like this stinky, yeah, a stinky flavor.
Why do we have to clean so much that area?
It's because Peanut, he likes spreading all the food. Every 2 hours.
Little test. Just say something.
¿Qué tetas tienes, guapa?
I downloaded a book about pigs, like keeping them as pets, and I think one of the reasons why she's so obsessed with food, I mean they're called pigs for a reason.
Na na the time, the time, the time, the time, the time, the time, the time. Ale, ale, ale.
So, Peanut, what do you think about the Solomon Island so far?
I think it's so hot here. It's too hot for me.